Okay, if you're going to retain your valve core, this is the system you should have, okay? You save a few dollars by going to a smaller pump and all these different things, but every single thing you do that's a little bit lesser and a little bit lesser makes it harder and harder. Anyway, this gives you the most bang for the buck, and it'll get you down to a very nice deep vacuum and work out perfectly. So now what my point on this video is to show you what you do if you're going to have a charging valve system, okay? Now a charging valve system is just that one with the red line, a red button there. That's a charging valve. And you have a valve core removal tool hooked to it. Then you have another valve core removal tool on this side that's protecting your micron gauge. So when you release the refrigerant, so after we've pulled our vacuum and we did our decay test, okay, everything worked out perfect. We had the 10-minute decay test and you valved it off right here, and you let the 10-minute decay test. Now this valving it off right here protects this whole system. I could literally remove the hose and that would be the entire system right there. Okay, if I remove the hose, as soon as the vacuuming was done, I'm not going to remove the hose, and you aren't either. I'm trying to make a point. Once it's valved off, this whole system is being protected by that valve, okay? So it's all one piece system, okay? It's all contained in that valve. Everything's contained in that valve right there, okay? Now when you go to release the refrigerant, you're going to turn off this valve. And this valve is going to protect the micron gauge, okay? So you valve that off before you release your refrigerant. But that valve is on and kept on flowing for your test. Okay, so the micron gauge reads your decay test. Okay, but before you release the refrigerant, okay, you're going to valve that off. So you can have it go the opposite direction, like this one here is valved off. Okay, you just valve it off just like you see there. It's now protecting the micron gauge. Okay, and now you want to release your refrigerant. Okay, just go ahead and open this up. Open up the one not with the tools, the one without the tools. Open it up and just give it a crack of refrigerant. Just give it 1 second or two. Doesn't matter what, and turn it back off and close it again. Okay, so open it up for 1 second or two, and then close it back up again. As soon as you release some refrigerant, you have refrigerant come out of here, and it went into the system, and it went over to here and touched this valve and stopped. And it came over here and touched this valve and stopped. So you have refrigerant inside this system right here. Very small wisp. So now that you have a wisp of refrigerant in there, undo your thing. So unscrew it all the way to undepress the valve core. Okay? It's now undepressed, and now you can just remove this whole system. Okay? You just come over here, and you're all done. The valve core is in place. It's been there. Everything's great. And now you'll just release the rest of your refrigerant out of this one. Just open it back up again. Release the rest of it all the way up to the stop. Then come down here and release it all the way to the stop. Put the cap back on with a little bit of nylon on the threads. And same thing here, nylon on the threads. But a little nylon on the threads here also. You just want to, because these caps are not for ornaments. Okay, they're to not only to help protect the O-rings in there and the valve core in there, but it also seals. All right, so they seal too. So put a little nylon and tighten them up a little bit. You don't have to torque them, but tighten them up a little bit. And that way, if anything ever wanted to leak a little bit, it would stop at the cap. So you wouldn't lose any refrigerant there either.